Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This past week, we took some pretty amazing photos. We extracted them and created PNGs, and then constructed some pretty compelling comic strips. On Monday's class, we're going to be using these PNGs and creating a new comic between you and a historical figure. So, your homework this weekend is to write a script in which you imagine you had the opportunity to meet and talk with any historical figure. Who would you choose? You're going to write a dialogue between you and this historical figure that captures each of your unique perspectives and experiences. The setting for this exchange will take place in an environment of your choice, although in our time rather than in the period of the historical figure. So it's going to be in December of 2015. And we're going to be using this dialogue as the basis for the four-panel comic that you're going to be making in class on Monday. And so we've discussed in class how conflict drives a narrative, and you're going to be considering what conflict and resolution, if any, the characters might experience. So, what are some possible ideas? Well, what would a conversation about the political rise of Donald Trump between you and Gandhi sound like? What would happen if you and Thomas Edison were strolling through Times Square? Or if you watched a movie with Shakespeare, what would he say about the plot? What about if Mozart, um, what would he say if he knew about technology and all of the trillions of YouTube music videos? Remember, his perspective is limited to that of live music and classical. Uh, the classical genre pretty much. What about Galileo? How would he react if you were floating around, the two of you guys, zero gravity in the International Space Station? Or Alexander Graham Bell and the ubiquity of cell phones. You're going to be thinking about that and maybe using one of the historical figures from this list that I've provided. So this weekend, what you're going to do is you're going to use this template that I've provided for you. And in the first panel, you're going to write your name. So for example, if your name is Jessie and she selected Karl Marx, which we know is the father of communism, maybe, and actually what we can do is simply copy that. This is easy and efficient, and you're going to be thinking about the relationship between the ideas and the significance and the achievements of these historical figures and what's happening right now. So maybe Jesse and Karl Marx are going to be talking about the economic collapse of 2008 and the Great Recession, or deregulation in the marketplace, or the rise of capitalism. Yo, you know what would be cool? You know what would be really cool is a conversation between Jesse and John F. Kennedy, where they're talking about Cuba and maybe Jesse's saying that we've now warmed up relations with Cuba, and JFK, former president, of course, is talking about how Fidel Castro was once the arch nemesis of the United States. So there's all sorts of really compelling things we can do with this premise. I'm very much looking forward to your homework, and I can't wait to see your comics in Monday.